It is truly an honor to be the one who was invited to introduce our Young Alumna of the Year. I first met Dominique during her freshman year in high school when I interviewed her to transfer into our sophomore class. I remember so well that day. I also remember looking at Dominique and thinking, this young woman is going to do great things. The presentation was truly blessed on the day that you enrolled into presentation. Dominique, you have been a gift to the Prez family since the day you stepped through those front doors. So now this is her formal introduction. Dominique Alonga is a young woman passionate about the intellectual growth and skills improvement of her fellow Africans. A multiple international award-winning leader, including Rwanda's prestigious First Lady Award, she is the founder and the chief executive officer of Imagine We Rwanda and Imagine Nation. The two social enterprises are a publishing house with the aim of empowering the reading and creative writing culture in Rwanda and a co-working space for young entrepreneurs. In these roles, she focuses on training authors, mentoring young entrepreneurs, book publishing, and distribution. She believes that her publishing house will impact Africans through the right representation in stories around the world. Dominique also volunteers her time talking to young girls with the aim of boosting their self-esteem. Her podcast, Breaking Silences, which reaches 500 listeners weekly, advocates for cultural challenges that hold women back. Her passion is to start conversations and bring people together. She trains young people on project development and work ethic. Dominique holds a bachelor's degree in media studies from Jain University, India, and of course graduated from Presentation Academy in 2010. Dominique has proven a fast ability to strengthen her entrepreneurial and her business skills to improve the lives of young people in Rwanda through many different sustainable ventures and projects. So we welcome today Dominique Alonga, class of 2010.
Hi everybody. I'm going to take a minute to breathe because that was a very heavy introduction. I deserve to clap for myself because it's hard to recognize the person she read about as me, but I'm also proud because a lot of it was built in this very place. So my name is Dominique Alonga, and for you to understand the depth of my gratitude, it's important for me to take you through the journey of my life. At 4 years old, war broke out in my country. At the time I was in Congo, and my mom, my hero, packed up a couple bags, the dress I had on, the dress my sister had on, and the little outfit that my brother had on. And we ran for our lives. We ended up in Rwanda, and we thought, whew, breathing opportunity, hey? But it was also just the beginning, because Rwanda had also just got out of a heavy genocide, the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi, which my mom was one of them. So I grew up respecting courage and resilience, which are values that I walked into the press doors with. I remember it was around this time, actually, Ms. Wine, that I walked through the doors, the massive doors. It felt like Sound of Music, eh? And at the time, I did not speak English. My cousins are here, they can testify to that. It's still growing, my English skills. And she said, "Are you ready to be a press girl?" I think I said something along the lines of yes, because I made it through the interview. And she showed me my classes. She showed me my locker. It took the entire high school career for me to know how to unlock my locker. And I was finally a press girl. Being a press girl is not just going to class. It is being adopted in a family that is ready to listen, a family that is ready to see your personality, a family that is ready to heal with you and cry with you. I spent a lot of time in Miss Wardrobe's office. Hi. With my hormones all over the place and my depression and my homesickness because I had moved away from my family to be here. And I had actually come here because of heavy health issues, which she was very familiar with because I spent a lot of time in the office. It also took Dr. Hall to teach me what a woman is and what women who came before me fought for us to stand, to be actually in Presentation Academy. She taught me the suffragette movement, is that right? And I still remember Elizabeth Cady Stanton, right? Yes, we did read our books. Thank goodness. It took Mr. House, who's not here, to teach me to repeat the preamble like an American, which I was not. And with all these experiences, people who listened, Sister Chris, Miss Fortner, and Miss Graves, who taught me English. I don't know how I passed that class. It created a community of people who I would come back to today and who would listen and who would be proud of me. That is actually one of the things that allowed me to be the woman I am today. When I went back home in 2014, I looked around my country. We had one library for 13 million people. And I said, that can't be right. Every 15 minutes in the US, there was a library, there was a bookstore. That can't be right. So I said, I need to start changing this. And looked around, and I asked for books. My friends back home, they said, we have no books. We can't. So I took my phone, shot a small 2-minute video, and called out my press girls to come together and help my country. And that was the first time that the sisterhood transcended geography. And a couple months later, they called me and they said, we have 21 boxes of books. And these books have helped 31,000 children back home. So clap for yourselves. Press girls were able to come together in the month of April 2000, and I think it was 15. And I think Gracie, who's not here, led the entire movement. And they said, we're going to help Dominique, we're going to help Rwanda. It was beyond just me, because this has helped so many kids to have a safe place. I work with children whose parents will never even be able to afford a loaf of bread. But then we created, with the help of Presentation Academy, a safe space for them to think that they can be heroes, that they can be princesses and princes and kings and queens. And it is a gift that I would not have been able to give if I had never walked through that door. And I thank every single person who believes in us. I think I was on a scholarship. To this day, I have no idea who took care of me for the 3 years I was here at Press. But it was someone who believed in the story of young women. To top this off, and as I close, I am very grateful that Press created the woman I am today. I am very grateful that it is you who taught me to read so that I can teach others. Now I am an author. Thank you, thank you. You didn't want to clap. And I was recognized by my first lady, Miss Jeannette Kagame, who you probably don't know about, but do read about her. She's amazing. I was also recognized by your former president, President Obama, who we sat together in last year, actually, and talked about life, I guess, and his dogs, and his daughters. And every single time I see my life going upwards, I remember that there was a time I was the only little black girl in most of my classes in press. I remember that I didn't have much to my name. I didn't have health, I didn't have money, I didn't have anything. And I didn't even know what my future would look like as my friends applied to colleges and applied to, have an entire future ahead of them. I looked at my life and I thought, what do I got? And I know for sure that I would not have been able to be the person I am today if Press did not continue to work the journey with me. They didn't stop after I graduated and threw my hat up in the sky. They kept coming to me. I still have my emails, your emails. I still contact. We're still in touch. We still are a family. And that is such a beautiful thing that sisterhood has created. And I hope to be the same sister to the people behind me who are graduating, and also the people who are still ahead, who are teaching us to be the change we want to see in this world. Thank you so much, presentation.